Namaste friends and viewers, welcome back to a new video in our Ayurveda herbal series, and today we are going to look into the thyroid disorders and disorders which are created due to thyroid imbalance primarily. So as we know that thyroid disorders are connected to the metabolism and the digestive system in our body. Whereas any imbalance in the thyroid hormone which is secreted from the thyroid gland, if it goes up and down, then it creates a thyroid imbalance which would lead to a thyroid disorder sooner or later. So the major function of the thyroid gland is to act as a spark for the maintenance of the oxidative metabolism in most tissues through the production and release of the metabolic hormone called thyroid. In Ayurveda parlance, this is attributed as a function of Agni, which is related to metabolism and digestion. In Ayurveda, hormones and metabolism fall under the domain of the Pitta dosha. So any sort of dysfunction in the normal functioning of the thyroid, which is a butterfly shaped gland that sits low on the front of the neck, would result in thyroid complications and problems. The thyroid lies between actually, it is between your Adam's apple and the front of the neck, close to the windpipe. So any abnormality in the thyroid would result in goiter, thyroiditis, hypothyroidism, Graves' disease, thyroid cancer, thyroid nodule, and thyroid storm. While timely treatment of thyroid is essential, the time and the type of treatment one should opt for also matters a lot. Statistically, women are more prone to develop thyroid disorders, or I would say every 3 women out of 10 are more likely to develop a thyroid disorder as compared to men. So in fact, I would say that 2 out of 10 women would develop a thyroid disorders at some point during their lifetime. So in fact, to create awareness on thyroid issues, January is observed as a thyroid awareness month. So it is responsible for metabolism, it is responsible for a lot of things, but it easily responds to stress. Hence, we are observing the global incidence of hypothyroidism all over the globe. So let's look into the common symptoms and the complications associated with the hypothyroidism. So in hypothyroidism, the individual exhibits symptoms like sudden weight gain. In this, the body's immune system also gets weakened. There is a swelling and cramping in the feet, and there is a constipation problem, face and the eyes swelling, and then there would be in the women there would be erratic menstrual cycle, rough and dry skin. Apart from that, hoarse and heavy voice. Even individual can experience depression. Other common symptoms of hypothyroidism are fatigue and weakness, then intolerance to cold, coarse, brittle and lusterless hair, dry scaling and the flaked skin, cracked heels. One could also have the brittle, splitting and the curved or the ridged nails, also rounded, puffy eyes, then puffy puffiness around the eyelids in that area and under your eyes, then redness in the skin in front of the neck. Then another common symptom is a swollen or the puffy ankles or legs because of inflammation, edema, and slow resting heart rate, normally less than 65. So what are the common causes of hypothyroidism? I would say in the modern days, in the times, the most common cause of the hypothyroidism is autoimmune disorder called Hashimoto, which can definitely cause hypothyroidism. Likewise, damage to the thyroid caused by thyroiditis, radiation or surgery is quite common as well. So an imbalance of iodine in the diet can also cause hypothyroidism, and in some cases goiter. So there is also an interesting correlation between the thyroid and the 5th chakra or the throat chakra, which is also known as the Vishuddhi chakra. This represents an inability to speak your truth because somehow you are emotionally and mentally suppressed, so you cannot express yourself properly, and that could manifest into thyroid issues. A major cause of thyroid condition is stress. As you know that Vata is involved in all disease processes. Vata is not the single most dosha which would result in any disorder. It can, but it would always be involved in even the Kapha and the Pitta aggravated disorders as well. So when stress stems from high tejas or overwork, it burns ojas or immunity and vitality, which cause an autoimmune conditions to manifest. So from the Ayurvedic perspective, all three doshas are involved, but hypothyroidism can be seen as primarily a Kapha imbalance. So balancing and managing Kapha and the Pitta is quite important. The symptoms of slow metabolism, weight gain, heaviness, depression and coldness are all classic symptoms of Kapha vitiation and imbalance. This heaviness or coating by Kapha dosha in axis Mera dhatu, which is fat tissue, prevents Pitta dosha from its cellular level functions, thus impairing Agni, and when Agni goes wrong, then your metabolism and digestion goes wrong, which would eventually cause all sorts of thyroid issues. So what is the cure and management of hypothyroidism in Ayurveda? According to Ayurveda and the Ayurvedic perspective, I would say that thyroid imbalance in body occurs when the body's ojas, the Ayurvedic essence of health, is depleted, as I mentioned just a while ago. So as far as the management of hypothyroidism through Ayurveda is concerned, the hormonal replacement is not possible through drugs. As we know that in the conventional medicine, the most common thing is to give certain hormones or probably the hormone replacement therapy, but it would not work, and Ayurveda doesn't recommend it. That's essentially I'm trying to say, because pathogenesis needs to be understood, and pathogenesis of hypothyroidism in the context of Ayurveda, in which role of Agni is foremost, and through its management itself, you can actually create a wholesome normal activity of the thyroid gland, which is definitely achievable. And hormone replacement therapy is not a solution. It's not an answer. It would have major complications. The objective of treatment within Ayurveda way should be to address the problem at its root by regulating the immune system and decreasing inflammation. So procedures like Strot Sodhana, which is cleansing of the macro and micro channels through different cleansing and Panchkarma therapies would be conducted. Then Agni Deepan, which is stimulation of the digestion and metabolism, and Pachana, which is nothing but enhancing and stimulating your digestive enzymes, and Agni. Vata Anulomana, which is proper regulation of excretory system and balancing of the Apan Vata, due to which the toxins can be flushed out of the body, are the main principal line of the treatment as per Ayurveda. Well, the thyroid hormone is required for the normal functioning of each and every tissue of the body. Hence, its deficiency manifests as multi-system involvement. It is estimated that about 42 million people suffer from thyroid disorders in India, of which hypothyroidism is the most common one, with prevalence of almost 6 to 7%. Let me bring your attention to the treatments which are offered by the conventional medicine, and the modern system of medicine is still exploring medicine for better and more effective management of hypothyroidism. But as a matter of fact, synthetic thyroid hormone derivatives may bring the value of thyroid stimulating hormone, which is TSH and T4, to normal range. But the increased dosage and continuous medicine, the usage, make the patient drug dependent till the end of the life. And even after years of treatment, I would say it is associated with failure to provide relief in clinical manifestation. So, moreover, there are certain severe side effects like excessive use of thyroid hormone replacement therapy carries the potential for serious long-term metabolic complications, and one classic example of that is accelerated osteoporosis in women. Now, let me talk about the Ayurveda herbs and formula to treat thyroid issues, which is hypothyroidism. So, I would not going to give you a lot of them, but a combination, I'm going to introduce the combination or the formula, like the combination of 2-3 herbs, which would actually, if taken in a particular dose in a particular way, along with diet restrictions, would really help to cure hypothyroidism, or at least manage it, bring the thyroid levels back to normal. So the first one is the Trifladeya Gugulu pills. I mean, mostly you can take in a pill form. I mean, different pharmacies are already making this formula. You don't have to make it yourself. You can just buy it from the few of the most renowned Ayurvedic pharmacies. It's also available online. So Triflada Gugulu pill is cited in the Yog Ratnakara for the management of Gand Mala. It contains Gugulu in combination with Trikatu, Trifla and Kanchanara. So if you observe, it manages Vat through Gugulu, Trikatu, Trifla and Kanchanara. All are very effective in managing Vat and Pitta as well as Kapha. So Trifla is a medicine, is a herb, is a combination, Ayurvedic herbal combination which manages all three Vat, Pitta and Kapha doshas. The second Ayurvedic herbal formula which I want to mention here, particularly for hypothyroidism, is Punarnavadi Kashayam. It is decoction where they merge 2-3 herbs again to make a formula or the compound, which is quite powerful. I always mention to my students in my herbalism course that most of the effective remedies in Ayurveda are the combination of certain herbs which are prepared in a controlled pharmacological way. So, but I'm not saying that single herbs won't be effective. So, Punarvadi Kashayam is mentioned in Chakradatta for the management of Sthota, which is edema, which is one more common manifestation of hypothyroidism is actually the swelling and the swelling of the different tissues involved. So, it contains the Punarnava, Devadaru, Shunti along with Gugulu, and this combination possesses Deepan Pachan Dravya along with Kanchanara, which actually helps in stimulating your Agni, enhancing your Vat balance, which would help in flushing out the toxins and the waste from your body, and also balancing your Kapha, which is widely being, this Punarnavadi Kashayam is widely practiced for the management of hypothyroidism, and combination of two, which is Trifladu Gugulu and Punarvadi Kashayam, this both can really go a long way to form a treatment for the hypothyroidism, I would say. Kanchanar Gugulu is extremely beneficial in hyperthyroidism as well, which is also known as a Graves' disease. Other herbs which are effective in hypothyroidism are Irish moss for insufficient secretion of thyroid hormone. Despite its name, Irish moss isn't really a moss. It's typically algae or seaweed, red in color. It's branching seaweed which is often found in the coast of Atlantic Ocean, like in Britain, Europe and North America. It's extremely useful in restoring the secretions of thyroid hormones. Another herb is Ashwagandha, which is excellent adaptogenic stress reliever, which reduces stress and anxiety, which normally triggers thyroid issues. So if you have a lot of stress, it can lead to a thyroid issues eventually. So its anti-inflammatory and antioxidant properties makes it quite useful, supportive herb for the thyroid issues. The next herb is Jalkumbi, which is also known as the Pistia stratiotus, is an aquatic plant floating on the lakes, streams and the ponds all over the India. It balances thyroid hormone and actually increases the iodine level in your body. And iodine level and the selenium levels are extremely important for balancing the higher thyroid levels in your blood. Next is the moringa, which is a drumstick. It is a power-packed Ayurveda food or herb with loads of vitamin A, C, B, proteins and different amino acids. Ayurveda says that it prevents almost 300 different kinds of diseases, and it is extremely useful in dysfunctional thyroid disorders. It reduces inflammation and acts as an excellent antioxidant. I would highly rate it for the thyroid treatment. Well, let's talk about the diet part. This video is not dedicated to the Ayurveda diet for thyroid issues, but a bit of introduction for your information. So, what kind of diet would you recommend to a patient with thyroid issue or hypothyroidism, I would say? So, a diet which would actually reduces Kapha and Vata and balance Pitta. So, Ayurveda can control the body from pernicious or the harmful effects of thyroid imbalance by including certain things in diet. I already mentioned the Jalkumbi and the drumstick, which is moringa, to increase iodine and selenium levels. Then another thing is dhania, which is coriander, you can consume it. And Jeera Siddha, which is nothing but you soak the cumin seeds overnight and then drink the water, chew the seeds, or you can throw the seeds and just drink the water. This would actually help in recovering from the recovering from the swelling and reducing the inflammation, which is quite common in the thyroid problems. Ginger is another home remedy, which you can boil ginger and then drink ginger empty stomach in the morning, which would destroy all the ama and the toxins in the stomach and intestines, and then it would also help in stimulating your Agni and digestion. So ginger also aids in the thyroid function. Boil some ginger in water and then drink it like a tea. You can do it in the empty stomach in the morning, but you can always do it before your meals. That would really help in fixing your digestion and metabolism. One should also avoid eating the raw vegetables, particularly cauliflower, kale, Brussels sprouts, and broccoli. This is because these vegetables contain chemicals called goitrogens that can disrupt the thyroid functioning if eaten in large quantities. However, you can eat cooked in moderate quantity. Thyroid problems can also be complicated if there is a lack of vitamin D in your body. So early morning sun exposure is a good way to treat that deficiency, and outdoor exercises stimulates the thyroid glands, boost immunity, and regulates the calcium metabolism. Apart from that, you should also focus on detoxification of your body from heavy metals like mercury, arsenic, cadmium, which can accumulate in the fat cells, bones, and nervous system. If left unchecked, this can become extremely toxic. This accumulation of heavy metals can also lead to hyperthyroidism. In thyroid, it is advised to avoid all forms of processed sugar. It is also advised to limit your intake of foods high in natural sugars. You can also use the apple cider vinegar as an Ayurveda cure for hypothyroidism. It helps to detoxify the body and aids in maintaining the acid-alkaline balance. It also promotes the weight loss by increasing the metabolism and helps regulating the production of hormones. So we should also eat the foods high in vitamin A, such as broccoli, spinach, and most dark green leafy vegetables, as well as fruits like apples and bananas. So friends and viewers, this was about the Ayurveda herbs and the food for thyroid disorders, especially hypothyroidism. Hope you like the video, and if you have liked, then don't forget to subscribe the channel to keep receiving the notifications for similar videos which I'm going to upload from now on, especially the Ayurveda herbal series. Also write comments and give feedback what you liked in the video, and even the suggestions or recommendations, so that I would be more inspired to record such similar videos for you in the coming days. Thanks a lot. Hope you like the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Till then, take a very good care of yourself. For more such informative videos on yoga and Ayurveda, subscribe to our YouTube channel and press the notification bell. Thank you.